Toby's new paint sparkled in the summer sun. The Fat Controller had just given Toby a large overhaul, and now Toby was feeling much better.
Oh, I do hope the slate traffic has returned. It was getting so slow when we left.
We'll see.
You do know it's my favourite work.
But I have a feeling that has not changed much.
Toby had to bring with him a strange train, unlike anything that he had ever seen. Toby left his train in the siding where slate cars normally go, then went to the sheds to catch up with the other engines of the branch line.
Toby, your side plates! I see you finally had some shench shunted into you. You should talk with Percy.
Well, I guess I do smell a little different with fresh paint. But what's Percy got to do with anything?
Well, I've missed you, Toby. The branch line is quite not the same without you.
Is that the old Toby I hear?
I may be older than you, but neither of us are quite the definition of factory new now, are we?
Percy, Toby has come around and has been painted blue. If only just his side plates.
Oh, Thomas, the paint thing again. Toby, the goods from the factories have been backing up. The foreman has ordered you to take a train down before mine this evening.
Sounds fair, but where is the slate? Has Mavis taken a load today just now? As there's none in the sidings.
There's been none recently. I've not seen Mavis for a few weeks now.
Toby was puzzled and worried, but soon after, the conversation moved on and they started to talk about other things. One by one, the engines filed out and went to work. Later that day, Toby was at Torryrek with a load of empties going up the branch when Percy came in.
Toby, the train you took up today, Mavis was using it. There was a loud noise and
What?
There was Farquhar, Mavis, the train. Just see.
Toby was worried, partly for what was happening, and partly for Percy's sanity. As Toby approached the yards, he could see something was very different. The slate sidings were filled with rails and sleepers that laid on flatbeds in the goods yard. The machine that Toby brought was nowhere to be seen. That night, the engines were returning to the sheds. More cars had been put in the sidings.
But why do you think this is happening?
Where is the machine now?
Why was Mavis using it?
But what was that train?
I've seen all this before.
This was met with odd looks from the engines.
It is true, my old line back on the other railway. The one where I was tested for a few months and had a very nice fitter.
The engines listened.
Well, it was a small line, smaller than this one even. It only had one town at the end of the line. There were two of us, the other engine's name was Jim. I was mostly doing tests with my fitter and taking a few passenger trains, but Jim was operating real freight services. One day, Jim was not happy and did not want to tell me why. My driver said it was something about the lorries taking his trucks, but I did not care much. The next day, he brought a similar train into the yard, and I was told I needed to wait at the junction for a few days. Jim came back and forth over the next days with loads of rails and empty trucks. Finally, one day he took that very train over the track leading into the junction. After he went over the rails, they were pulled up and placed onto his train. Soon after that, I was sent here. I've never seen Jim since.
And you think this is what's happening with our branch line?
It could be. The top of the line is the quarry, and that is where it would start.
Oh, well, we have to see the Fat Controller to understand what is happening. Let's not jump to conclusions.
I hope you are right.
Sir, you have a choice to make. That will have consequences.
Okay. I think I have made my final decision.